Hey everyone, welcome to today's list. But before we start, did you know that only 3.5% of my audience have subscribed to me? So if you like and subscribe right now, that would be tremendous help, and without any further ado, let's start this list. In 10th place we have ᴠɪᴅᴜᴜ. This is yet another spin-off in the ᴠɪ�ᴜᴜ franchise. I did find some positive things about it. The artwork is decent. I did come to like some new characters such as Yuki and Roe. They were amusing. I liked some episodes, and my favorite part was the election of a new president for the school. In 9th place is Invaders of Rokugiyoma. After Kotaro Satomi's father is suddenly relocated for his job, the first-year high school student is faced with finding a cheap place to live by himself. Naturally, he jumps at the chance to move into Corona House's room 106 for a mere 5,000 yen a month. But while everything goes well at first, Kotaro soon gets a lot more than he bargained for after stumbling upon a mysterious cave while working in his part-time job. In 8th place is the Ryo's work is never done. Shogi, a Japanese game similar to chess, is one of the most popular board games in the country, played by everyone from children to the elderly. Yaechi Kazuryu has just become the youngest Ryu after winning the Grand Championship. However, the Shogi community is unwelcoming to his victory, some even calling him the worst Ryu in history. In 7th place is Shomon Sample. Kamito Kagarizaka is a commoner who was kidnapped and was taken to an all-girls school where only nobles study. He is termed as the Shomon Sample, meaning a perfect example of how a commoner should be. This anime is pretty decent with good comedy. Definitely give it a try if you love harem anime. In 6th place is Oniai. After their parents' deaths, brother and sister Rakito and Akiko Himanokuji were forced to live with separate families for 6 years. But now they have finally reunited and begin to live together. It quickly becomes apparent that Akiko harbors romantic feelings for her brother. However, Akito only sees her as a sibling. Moreover, 4 more girls are coming to live with them. Now what will happen to their life? Watch to know. In 5th place is Listen to Me, Girls. I Am Your Father, Yuta Sagawa has just started his freshman year of university. One day, his sister Yuri, who raised him after their parents died, asks him to take care of her daughters Hina, Sora and Mio while she and her husband go overseas on a business trip. Yuta grudgingly accepts, but tragedy strikes when their plane goes missing and all passengers are presumed dead. In an effort to prevent the 3 girls from being split up, Yuta goes against their family and takes them in, just as his sister took him in when he had no one else. In 4th place is the Master of Ragnarok and Blesser of ᴠɪᴅᴜᴜ. Some urban legends are best left untested. Yuto gets more than he bargained for when he joins his childhood friend MCᴴᴜᴜᴜ in testing out an urban legend. When he uses his phone to take a picture of himself with the local shrine's divine mirror, he is whisked off into another world, one heavily steeped in the lore of the Old Norse myths.
Thing that I've become.
No kid, wait!
Don't worry, I'm a zombie.
In 3rd place is this a zombie? ᴠɪᴅᴜᴜᴜ is a 16-year-old high school student who is tragically murdered while investigating a suspicious house. However, he soon awakens next to a strange armored girl called ᴠɪᴅᴜᴜᴜ. She reveals herself to be a necromancer who has revived Ayumu, consequently turning him into a zombie.
Eleonora Viltaria. Your turn.
Lord ᴛＧɪs.
Very well. From this day forward, you are now my property.
In 2nd place is Lord Marksman and Venati's. In a fantasy version of Europe, a war between enemy countries is brewing. One of these countries, Zektid, has its 7 regions ruled by war maidens, known as Venatis. Equipped with powerful dragon-carved weapons, Eleonora Viltaria, one of the Venatis, launches an invasion against their neighboring rival country of Brunn. Now ᴛᴜ is faced against her in the battlefield, and later they become companions.
You've been gone 6 hours and you got engaged?
This is quite the surprise.
What were you thinking, Toya?
It's not an official engagement yet.
In 1st place is In Another World with My Smartphone, Mochizuki Toya. A young boy was struck by lightning which was thrown mistakenly by God. Being sympathetic towards him, God gives him powers above others, and sends him to another world. Now Toya's adventures begins in this new world with new companions, all of them being girls. Alright guys, that's it for today's list. Don't forget to like and subscribe and also join our Discord server, and if you have free time check out my merch store website, Twitter and Facebook page, links are in the description.